recently revisited one of my favorite poems by the Romantic poet Byron. It's a really cool poem. It's very dark. Literally, it's called Darkness. And the first line is, I had a dream, which was not all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished and the stars did wander darkling in the eternal space. So this is a poem about a dream he's had about the end of the world. And it's about a man who sees the world being consumed by flames, just like we are now, okay? He's written this in 1816, and he's written it in response to something called the year without a summer. That's what we historically know 1816 as. It's a fascinating year. It's the year that Byron and Shelley and Mary Shelley and others all holed up together in a villa in Switzerland, and where they came up with the ideas for Frankenstein, for Manfred, for the first vampire story, which is what Byron started writing. All these different things started happening in this really dark space. Because what had happened in 1816 is that there had been a volcanic eruption on the other side of the world. No one knew this at the time. And all the ash had gone up into the atmosphere and just basically put a layer of ash completely on the top of the atmosphere, cut the sun out. So there were famines, there were droughts, lots of death, lots of people very worried that this was the end of the world, all that sort of thing. In fact, he actually includes in this poem, includes the four horsemen of the apocalypse. If you're not familiar with them, the four horsemen, they are the characters that bring about the revelation, the end of the world. Okay, it's a really good poem. Right now, there are forest fires everywhere. You know, Canada's on fire, California is on fire, Cyprus is on fire. The Gulf of Mexico, a body of water, is on fire. You know you're in trouble when the water is on fire. The role of the poet is to sing the songs of society, to highlight the wrongs that we do to each other and that the world, to try and see what's going on wrong in the world. And we often think of Byron as a bit of a playboy. That's what we kind of tend to know him as. He was the bad boy of British poetry. He was gender fluid. He was a proto-celebrity. He had far too much time in his hands. He was also a revolutionary who hated the Duke of Wellington and sort of adored Napoleon, which obviously didn't, endear him to the kind of establishment of the time. In fact, in his maiden speech in the House of Lords, his speech is in defense of the Luddites, who were these gangs of workers who used to break up the machines that were just starting to come in and replace their jobs. And he did a speech in defense of them, saying, well, you've got to see it from their point of view. He died in Greece fighting for Greek independence, succumbing to a fever just before the first battle he got involved in. And all of this frames this idea of this poem, Darkness, the end of the world. It's about destruction and greed, and it's all about the end of society. And at the time it was written, it was allegorical, okay? But today, it feels like a warning. It feels like a call from a ghost in the past, trying to get us to change our ways before it's too late. It's a powerful message. It's a powerful poem. Give it a go.